Hello everybody and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events. The January thaw is coming to an end. I'm recording this January 31st, Sunday at about 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm almost 70 degrees already, 69.1, in and out of the clouds. We have a few breaks, but generally partly sunny to mostly cloudy conditions so far this morning. And we have been talking about the storm system. You know, it's when you get to temperatures in the 70s in January, and to near 80 maybe in some places. But anyway, when you get close to in the 70s in January, then you start to transition to a colder pattern. You wonder about thunderstorms, and I do think that's going to happen. And usually that transition comes at a price, a very bumpy ride. But that bumpy ride may be further east than Arkansas. This is still a couple days away and it could change, but I'm optimistic that we will escape the worst of it. Now, I do not want anybody to put or to let down their guard, but I think the worst of this is going to be along the Mississippi River and especially east of it. Sorry for our neighbors in Mississippi and into Tennessee and Alabama and those locations, because it could get a little rough. What I'm going to show you, I've got a lot of stuff I want to show you, not only with this storm system, but the models have been very consistent with something the following week towards Mardi Gras. Now, if you've been following me on Twitter, you know I've been talking about the past two Mardi Gras, 2014 and 2015, Little Rock has either had snow falling or snow on the ground. I'm not saying, I want to make this crystal clear, I'm not saying it's going to snow on Mardi Gras. I'm just saying there's a storm system out there that is showing some potential that we really need to watch over the next several days and into next week. Usually, you know, when you see something that far in advance, you know things are going to go haywire, change. It always happens. So the details on that have to be worked out. All right, even if it does develop, and I'll show you why. Now, you're looking here at CAPE, Convective Available Potential Energy. This is a measurement, as you know, of instability in the atmosphere. You also see the black lines, the isobars. This is valid Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. You see the low near Kansas City, 995 millibars. Counterclockwise flow into that low, so that you got a warm, moist flow off the Gulf of Mexico. These are some CAPE values here that are not all that high. Mainly across eastern Arkansas. Frontal boundary is located right in here. There's another front back in here with the colder air. I still think Tuesday is going to be very mild until we get this colder air here to wrap into the system. But I think Tuesday is going to be a very mild day before things cool down on Wednesday. But this is showing you where the instability is going to start to develop. And look how it's all directed right up the delta into the Mississippi Valley there from eastern Arkansas and the delta there into Mississippi and into Tennessee. So that's early in the morning. Now look what happens at noon. You get high levels of instability shooting up along and east of the Mississippi River. The surface low takes off into northern Missouri. So this is the area as the front comes in right there that I'm expecting stronger thunderstorms to develop. Now, I'm going to show you our model that we use at Channel 7. This is, sometimes it does a pretty good job, and I think it's got a good job on this, handling this situation. This is at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, this is coming in earlier in the day, which also helps lower the potential for higher instability. But also look here, you got clouds and showers around. That's also helping to lower the instability levels a little bit. But there's the frontal boundary around 10 o'clock in the morning. You see some scattered showers. Now watch what happens when we go from 10 o'clock Tuesday morning to 2:30 in the afternoon. Notice how it's starting to form into a line right along the Mississippi River. That's at 2:30 in the afternoon. And then during the heat of the day, and I think this is a little slow. I think it's going to be a little further east than that. But you get the general idea that by 6 o'clock, you're going to get some strong to severe thunderstorms developing mainly east of Arkansas as that front moves through. So I agree with what the Storm Prediction Center has put out with that severe risk. It's enhanced near the Mississippi River and especially east of the Mississippi River. And Little Rock is not even in the slight risk anymore, but we are close to it. And it's something that we do have to watch. So again, we may be able to get out of that weather pattern, this January thaw, and escape any big severe weather. Knock on wood, that could still change, and we're going to keep an eye on it for you. Sorry for our neighbors off towards the east. I love this pattern. Look at this. This is 500 millibars. The details, again, this is not this week, but the next. This is valid on Monday the 8th. And I see this, and I say cold, cold, cold. Again, you're looking at 500 millibars, about 20,000 feet. And let me just show you, you've seen the ridging up towards the north, troughing down towards the central and the east. So you tap into that Arctic air and send it south. Now I just need moisture. Well, let me show you a couple runs of the GFS. And the GFS and Euro have actually been pretty consistent with this until the latest run. This is Monday the 8th. at 6 p.m. and you can see a surface low pressure developing out here into northern Mexico and southern Texas. And watch what happens as that organizes and develops and moves off towards the east. That looks awfully familiar, doesn't it? Anyway, so this would be Tuesday morning on the night. Remember, this is just a computer model, and I'm going to show it's been very consistent with showing something right around the 9th. And you see, you have a rain and an Arkansas slushy with all sorts of precipitation across the state. Some of that could be frozen. But then you go to the newest run of the GFS at the exact same time period, nothing. So there has been agreement in this time period for a storm, and it's completely possible, and this usually does happen where the model is just all of a sudden, it vanishes. It does something to the storm, and then it comes back. When you're talking about something that's 7 to 10 days away, this is what always happens. But I just want to tell you, I'm watching. For all of you winter weather lovers, I don't think winter's over. If you want some snow, there's still hope out there. I see very little, if any, chance this up and coming week, except maybe on Wednesday morning, far northwest Arkansas, maybe some flurries, but that's it. But let's watch the following week. And again, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to go out and about town. Todd says it's going to snow. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just like to, show you the possibilities here with what the computer models are showing. And the European has even showed this at times, as well as the Canadian model. But the latest run of the GFS does it. And remember, the GFS is run 4 times a day. Comes up with 4 different solutions. So the next one that comes out later this afternoon could have it again. So let's watch it. Snow lovers. Come on, because all we got really is about a month and a half left of true winter here before things start to turn around. Because once you get past that second week in March, it's very difficult to get snow into Arkansas. Not saying it's impossible. Remember, it snowed in May in northern Arkansas. But anyway, so if you're thinking winter is over, think again. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.